Alrighty, folks, after a fairly slow start to the year, as far as new releases go, I can't get caught up on them now. I still have a handful to get to, and I don't even want to think about what I have pre-ordered. It'll give me nightmares, keep me up at night. So today we got Lady Beast, the Inner Alchemist. This is the 5th album from these guys. Out of Pittsburgh. They formed in 2009. Got a sticker here. Got the Dying Victims Productions Obi. We got some more new releases here. Challenger, Raptor, Sinner's Rage. I think I heard of the last two. Don't know if I've heard anything by them. Alright, so yeah, this is their 5th album. Their debut came out in, 2013, I believe. I think I have the page right here. Yep, no, 2012, my bad. So they formed in 2009, debut came out in 2012. They also have 2 EPs and a live album. So pretty active, even though they've been a little quiet over the last few years. They released the Vulture's Amulet in 2020. That was the first album I got by them. They released their live album in 2020. Then they released an EP in 2021. And then we haven't heard from them outside of a couple of singles until now. First you got Deborah Levine, on vocals, Adam Ramage on drums, and Chris Tritschler on rhythm guitar. They've all been with the band since it formed in 2009. And then Andy Ramage, which I'm going to guess is Adam Ramage's brother, came in on lead guitar in 2015, and then Amy Bianco came in on bass in 2020. So the first song's called Oracle's Omen. Get a good driving riff right off the bat. Nice 80s inspired soloing in the song. I have to keep holding this up. The last review I did, I guarantee you I held the CD up for 50% of the time that I was talking about it, and YouTube gave me 3 choices of a thumbnail, and not one of them had the CD in it. Now I realized that I should learn how to edit properly, but the few times I have tried to edit, it has turned into a disaster, so I try to avoid that at all costs. Your next song is called Through the Eyes of War, another fast-paced tune, very speed metalish, very Maiden-esque, and their trade-off guitar solos. She really shows off her vocal cords in this song. Strong voice, very reminiscent of like Satan's Hollow or Savage Master. The Inner Alchemist, almost the title track, is your 3rd tune. It almost you almost get like a Megadeth type riff in this one that you would have found on maybe like Rust in Peace. Sorry, I got cats going crazy in here. I'm fixing to have to swat them. So we're cruising along here. So far, nothing too crazy. Pretty standard U.S. power metal, paint by numbers. But then we get to Starborn, and the album starts to kick off. It starts off kind of slow, very Remember Tomorrow type guitar vibes, and then you get the crushing riff comes in, the gallop comes in, very Maiden-esque. Even in the solo, you get it has like a Middle Eastern flair to it, which is very reminiscent of the Maiden tune Nomad. And then in the end, it goes into a completely different riff. And when I looked at it, I was like, oh, we got a chord change here. And I looked to see how much time was left in the song, because it was like a 7-minute song. And I thought we'd been listening for a while. And nope, we were just like a minute out. But completely different riff to close out the tune. It almost sounds like there's going into a whole new chord change or a whole new song. But it works. Crone's Crossroads, next track, you're almost getting thrash here. Very Merciful Fate inspired guitar playing in this one. Then the chorus hits, the chord changes hit, and it almost sounds like they're giving a nod to Metallica's Jump in the Fire. And then you get some guitar soloing that's like Motorhead meets Iron Maiden. They're whipping out all the influences on this song. Fast, ferocious number. Feed Your Fire is your next one. It's got a very classic Iron Maiden intro, and then it almost hits you with the Prisoner on Speed type riff. Probably her strongest vocal performance on the album. So we're really cooking with gas now. And we get to Witchlight, instrumental, more Maiden-inspired riffing on this one, and soloing. This one could be Transylvania's Angry Little Sister. Good 2.5 minute instrumental, in and out. The Wild Hunt is your next song. Great harmonies, some scorching solos in this one too. Then your final track is called Off With Their Heads. Another track that just flirts, gets all the way up to the border of being speed metal. Your bass player even gets a little action in on this track. And then it closes out aptly with, as the album has done, some rousing guitar solos. So after starting off with 3 kind of medium pace tunes, not medium pace, they're actually pretty quick tunes, but they're pretty paint by numbers, power metal tunes, nothing earth shattering, nothing, not that there's anything wrong with the, paint by numbers, power metal, but you kind of knew what you were getting, settling in, and then the album just kicks off track 4, and it doesn't stop until it comes to the end. Classic U.S. power metal played at a lightning speed, sometimes getting all the way up to the edge of whether it's speed metal or not. Great vocals, killer solos, tasty guitar harmonies, plenty of nods to 80s metal and new wave of British heavy metal, as well as classic U.S. power metal. So I'm going to give this one, Lady Beast, the Inner Alchemist, 8.25 out of 10. You guys have a good one.